The Grand Council chambers of the Galactic Confederation fell silent as Ambassador James Walker of Terra took the stand. His weathered face betrayed nothing but his eyes, a deep blue that reminded many species of their own oceans, held a resolve that made even the towering Vex delegates shift uncomfortably. Distinguished representatives, he began, his voice carrying easily through the vast chamber, I come before you today, not to beg, not to plead, but to inform. The Draylan Overseer, a being of shimmering light and intricate crystalline formations, pulsed with impatience. Ambassador Walker, the matter has been decided. The Vex Empire's claim to the Arcturus system predates human expansion by 3 millennia. Your colony violates. The colony stays. Walker interrupted, something no one had dared do to a Draylan in living memory. Murmurs rippled across the chamber. The Vex delegation, massive reptilian beings with scaled armor that gleamed under the council lights, hissed their disapproval. You misunderstand human, the lead Vex delegate said, baring teeth like polished daggers. This is not a negotiation. This is merely a courtesy notification of your species' trespass. Walker nodded, seemingly unimpressed. I understand completely, Delegate Rax, but perhaps it is you who misunderstands. He tapped a small device on his wrist, and a holographic display materialized above the council floor. These are the principles of Terra, he explained as ancient text appeared, written after our first contact war, when we realized just what kind of galaxy we had entered. Principle 1. No human settlement, once established, shall ever be abandoned to foreign powers. The Zrel ambassador, a being composed of what appeared to be living smoke, drifted forward. Ambassador, historical human documents, while quaint, have no bearing on Confederation law. I'm not citing them as law, Walker replied calmly. I'm explaining why the colony stays, for context, if you will. He continued Principle 2. The defense of humanity is the responsibility of all humans. The hologram shifted to display a fleet of warships, Earth's 4th defensive armada, currently stationed just outside the Arcturus system. Not threatening, merely present. Principle 3, Walker said, as the image changed again to show the history of human innovation. Adaptation is survival. The Vex delegate slammed a clawed fist against the podium. Threats? In the Grand Council? This is not threats, Walker corrected. History lessons. When humans arrived on our world, we were prey animals. Small, weak, fragile, but we adapted. When predators hunted us, we invented spears. When the elements threatened us, we tamed fire. When distance was our enemy, we built ships, then planes, then star drives. He looked directly at the Vex delegation, and when the Tlaxian horde attempted to annex our Mars colony 80 years ago, we adapted again. The chamber went utterly silent. No one spoke of the Tlaxian incident. The once mighty warrior race now occupied a single reservation world, their empire dismantled in a war that had lasted just 6 standard weeks. The Arcturus colony is home to 43,000 human souls, Walker continued. Families who have lived there for 3 generations. Children born beneath the light of that sun. By your own laws, they have ancestral claim. The Draylan Overseer's light dimmed slightly. The Vex claim is older. The Vex abandoned that system for over 2,000 years, Walker countered. They didn't even place a monitoring station. By your own legal precedent in the Cygnus arbitration, abandonment exceeding 1,000 years nullifies prior claim. Rax, the Vex delegate hissed. That was a unique case. As is this one, Walker agreed. Unique in that humans are involved. We do not surrender what is ours. Principle 4. What humanity builds, humanity keeps. Ambassador Walker stepped away from the podium and approached the center of the chamber floor, where he stood alone, surrounded by the representatives of 1,000 worlds and 24 galactic empires. This council prides itself on being a place of reason and law. I'd appeal to both. The legal precedent favors Terra. The reasonable course is to acknowledge this rather than pursue alternatives. The Draylan Overseer's crystalline structure vibrated with what those familiar with the species recognized as concern. Are you suggesting Terra would defy a unanimous council ruling? Walker smiled slightly. I'm suggesting such a ruling would create an unnecessary crisis. Humans are stubborn, overseer. It's our greatest flaw and our greatest strength. We do not leave our homes because someone else decides they want them. He turned to address the entire chamber. The galaxy is vast. There are uninhabited systems bordering Vex space far richer in resources than Arcturus. We propose a trade agreement, Terran mining technology in exchange for shared development rights. The Vex delegates conferred among themselves, their scaled hides flushing with changing colors as they communicated in their native manner. Finally, Rax spoke. We will consider this alternative. Walker nodded. Wise. Principle 5. Humanity prefers friends to enemies, but is prepared for either. As the council adjourned for deliberation, the Zrel ambassador drifted closer to Walker, its smoky form twisted in what might have been amusement. Those principles you quoted, it whispered in a voice like wind through ancient ruins. They don't exist in any human charter I've studied. Walker's expression remained neutral. They weren't written down, not officially, but every human child knows them. They're in our blood, Ambassador. The Zrel seemed to consider this an effective bluff. Walker looked out at the stars visible through the chamber's massive viewport. Is it a bluff if you're fully prepared to follow through? 3 days later, the Council ratified the Arcturus-Vex trade agreement. The colony remained under Terran jurisdiction. No shots were fired, no troops deployed, and throughout the galaxy, the other species began to study humanity with new eyes, wondering what other principles guided these strange, stubborn creatures who had arrived so recently on the galactic stage, and who refused, against all odds and expectations, to bow to the established order of things.